Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Hour number 14. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. We're just going to hang tight here. Let everybody log on this morning, get all their goodies ready, and we are going to be crafting together using the, I don't have a kit. I don't know. Stacey, did we sell out? Do we have an extra kit handy? I don't know if we do. We're going to be using the Floral Friendship this morning. So I have gutted all of my extras here, but if you want to gather your goodies, hop on, say good morning. Thank you. This is what your kit will look like. This is how I bagged it actually for Clipper Street. Courtney might have done it a little differently, but it does show here. We are trying to always put the date on there. So April 6th, this is Crafty Hour number 14. Good morning, good morning. So find your Crafty Hour kit. Get that ready. This is what we're going to be crafting with. Today we're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. Oh, my clock is not happy. I'm going to fix my clock so I can keep a track on my time. I have a broken clock. It is just not happy. So let me just do that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Okay, that's a bit better. Let's hope our clock stays happy. Oops, not maybe necessary. Well, you see, it's not just for you guys I log on early. It is also for me so I can get myself organized. Let's see if that will be happy. One sec. Nope, I'm going to have to get a new clock. On my to-do list. It's broken. Okay, it's just not going to work. All right, good morning, everybody. So I did post some pictures for your die cuts to find. I know there's a lot, but we are going to try and make 4 cards today. And part of the problem is you have a lot of die cuts, if you didn't notice. One pack has 154 die cuts. Good gracious. The other pack we gave you has 180 die cuts. That is a whole lot of die cuts. That's over 300 die cuts, which is why I asked you to find them because you would spend way too much time in class trying to find them, and that's just a waste of our time. So remember that this will never go away. So you can rewatch it if you just want to sit back with a cup of coffee right now or a cup of tea. That is totally fine. You can rewatch this. We do not get rid of them. Now on the second sheet, I also had some die cuts to get pulled. And I told you that we're going to need 4 of our A2 card bases. It does not matter which way your A2 card bases go. They can go with the fold on the top or with the fold on the side. I just picked 4 of them from our last Spellbinder box that we all love those cards. So I just grabbed 4 of my A2 cards. I also suggested 4 of the gold cut already, so I have that done. 4 of them were 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. If you haven't done that yet, go ahead and take a moment to cut those. We do have a minute. This is just going to fit directly onto your card base with a skinny little border all the way around. 4 of them to match your 4 cards. Okay, so those are, we're going to just glue them straight on. If you want to take a jump start on me, if you're all ready, go ahead and glue them on. That's totally fine. We're going to work through the cards. So 4 card bases, 4 gold mats. These are those measurements. And then I suggested a little bit of extra gold scraps because on a couple of cards we are going to need some. So I have that. Now in your kit, just kind of a refresher here, you have got some gems. These are, I like to call them sugar coated. They're absolutely beautiful. You've got half a pack, so we're going to use them. I know a lot of you bought extras, which is fantastic because that's going to give you a little bit more flexibility. You have some of the chipboard frames. Let's see, how many should you have? Six chipboard frames. And I think I'm only using one of them. I think I'm only using the pink frame. So if you want to grab that one, you certainly can. These ones I am not using in my 4 cards. So I'll just set them aside. You've got 2 of the transparency or acetate butterflies, and they are stickers. So the bottom layer is a sticker, and then you've got the wings that I like to just kind of puff up. So you've got 2 of them. One is going to be for my class this morning. One will be for Courtney's class this afternoon. And then last but not least, you have all of your pattern papers. I will walk you through which ones to grab at what time. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you should have 2 of each, which will give you enough for my class this morning and enough for Courtney's class this afternoon. All right, so this was a fun kit that Courtney and I put together using the Floral Friendship. Beautiful papers, and let's get started. So, again, and I didn't bother telling you which card was which because as long as you have all these, we can figure them out. We've got our 4 card bases and our 4 gold. These are the cards we're going to make. I've got a couple that are easy, and then I've got a couple that are a little bit more layers, but all in all, they are a fairly easy card. Oops, I think I just lost one of my gems. So good morning, everybody. We are going to get started. Now, this first card is similar to one that I saw on the Spellbinder website that I believe Kim Kesty designed, and I just love the simplicity of it. I did change it a bit. I think she had a bird and she had a few different flowers, but this is the one we're going to start with. So we are going to get there we go. We're going to get one of our cards, one of our card bases, and that gold that I told you to pre-cut. And I'm just going to make sure it fits on there nicely. It does. I'm going to glue my gold straight on. Today I am using my Barely Art Glue because I took my quick dry to the show, and well, it exploded on the way home. Now, luckily, I put it into a little Ziploc bag and I sealed it up really, really well. So it's just all inside the bag, and I did not feel like spending time cleaning it today, so I'm just going to use that glue because it was a mess. Okay, so all I've done so far is glued that gold on, and that gold, just a reminder, was 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And now I'm going to go to the first paper here. That is my blue birds, and it also has some gold florals in it. It is just a stunning paper, very elegant, and we're going to cut that. Now I'm going to do the card exactly like I did, which means I'm going to turn my paper upside down. I really like the way I got that bird down here and he wasn't covered, and I really like these gold florals up at the top. So to do that, I'm going to turn my birds upside down. They're going to be on their head. Upside down, and I'm going to take that edge to 4 inches. These are 6 by 6 papers. So I'm going to take that to 4 inches with my birds upside down. First thing. And then we're going to turn this sideways and we're going to cut off the bottom. We're going to take it to 5 1/4. 5 1/4. So I'm just going to take this little bit off. So I have a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to go ahead and just glue that right on to our paper. Now, I do know that a lot of people have said they haven't got their kit. It's very important. We have a lot of people that, at least at Clipper Street, not speaking for Scrapbook and Memories, where you guys don't always want us to just auto ship because it costs a little bit more. You might want a big box. If you are going to sign up for our next Crafty Hour, make sure somewhere, somehow, you phone us and you tell us to ship right away. Some of you don't like us to auto do that, so we don't. I talked to Stacy about it yesterday, and she's like, we don't ship to them every week. So we need to know that it's okay to do that. So just let us know. There is going to be a new Crafty Hour that we're going to release right after the live this morning. We are going to do that right after class. So you want to stay tuned. I'm going to do it on a separate video, but we're very excited about this. So this is what we have now. We just have this paper glued on, beautiful bluebird paper. And then I'm going to go to my die cuts that I asked you to pull. And the first one I want you to do is this big one that says, may all your wishes come true for this special day. And what this is this could be for a wedding day. This could be for a birthday. This could be for a retirement day. Any kind of special day. And we're going to go ahead and put some foam tape on it. Now I'm just going to do one layer of this foam tape. So I'm just going to put a couple pieces down. And we're just going to eyeball it in the center of our card. And I'm not going to press too hard yet. The reason is I am going to be stuffing some flowers underneath. So I'm just going to place it there. I'm not going to stick it too hard so that I can stuff something underneath. Now the next one I want you to find is this floral one. It's got a blue flower on it. The easiest way really is it's got these almost like bluebells, but they're pink, coming off the side. This piece right here will help you determine which one it is. And it does have gold foiling. And I am going to be putting it kind of like that. So I'm going to cut a little bit of it off. I'm just going to take it kind of right. I'm going to kind of get rid of the bluebell part. I don't really need that. So I'm just going to cut it kind of like that. I could always save this piece for stuffing somewhere else for sure. And I think that that will work. Ah, magnificent. It works just perfect. So that's where it's going to go. We're just going to slip it right in there. I've got the this little piece of gold kind of peeking up into the corner. And I'm going to glue that flat right down on there. So you can see that piece is just going to slip underneath. So let's get a little bit of glue. I'm just putting it on the main body part. I don't need it everywhere else. And I might turn it just a little. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then we can move on to the next one. So that is flat. We have just glued that down flat. All right. Okay, now over in this bottom corner, we're going to start lots of layers. So we're going to find these two green leaves. Let me just find a sheet and I'll plunk them all on here. The two green leaves. We're going to find this blue leaf. And we're going to find this pink one, this gold one, all the ones I kind of put down in the bottom. That, and that. Let's start with those. So I'll give you a moment to find those. We want two of the green leaves. We want a gold vine and then this two little gold leaf guy up here. The big blue flower with the gold in the center. And then three of the little flowers. And we are going to layer these up, stick things all over the place. So those are the ones we're going to start with. Now, I'm going to start with my foam tape, and I'm going to put a piece that's double. I don't want it to be too big, maybe about 1/2 inch or so, because I'm going to stick things under. And I'm going to kind of put it right, I want to make sure that I did too. Yep, I did too. Right on that corner. And that is where we're going to put that blue flower. It's going to go right like that. Okay, so that's double high, so it will overlap our frame here, our words, our label. And then all we're going to do is start stuffing. So I'm going to start with my leaves. I'm going to get a little bit of foam tape here so I can just tear it into little pieces. And we may need to trim some of these, and that's okay. I'm going to put a piece, I just need one piece, kind of right there. This is the one that has just 3 leaves. And we're going to stick this kind of like, I want to get right under. So I'm going to just tear the bottom of my leaf so I can get it kind of right under like that. It's okay to tear it. Nobody's going to see. And then this next one, I'm going to put some foam tape just at the tip. This is the next set of leaves, and I just want some at the tip. And we're going to stick it under, and I'm going to tear the leaf part again, the stem, and just stick it under like so. Okay, so we have leaves coming out kind of both ways. Now I'm going to take my long vine, and I'm just going to put some of the glue just down on the bottom. I don't need it everywhere. And I'm going to stick it like so, just coming up between those leaves. Okay, now I'm going to do these 3 flowers here. So the first one, the big one, is going to be the base. It is going to get glue, and we're going to put it right on the bottom, kind of like so. Tucked underneath the blue, it is flat. The other 2 flowers, we have a blue and a pink. Blue and a pink. These 2 little guys. Got some fluffies on there. And I'm going to just tear a little piece of foam tape for each. One there. And one on there. So I'm going to slide this one like that. I do want to see the gold because it's so pretty. I'm going to put this one over here. Maybe move it in just a little. Kind of like that. Okay, so now you can see really why the foam tape is so important. That's what's giving you all that different dimensions and those different layers. Okay, that leaves us with this little 2 stemmer, the gold. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back, and I feel like I need some gold right here. And you know what? I'm going to tear off that stem again. The stems get in my way, and I'll just stuff it there. And see, I don't like to put glue right on the whole piece because I like to have that little bit of liftage. I don't know if that's a real word, but in the Deanna dictionary, it is. Now, the last thing we're going to do is add that big butterfly. I didn't realize how many beautiful butterflies they had in this kit. I love it. So this is the one we're going to do, and I'm going to get a little tricky. Where is my foam dots? Maybe I didn't bring my foam dots, so maybe I'm not getting... Oh, there they are. Okay. I am going to, up here, put 1 piece of foam tape, kind of right there. And then I'm going to bring in a pop dot, and I'm going to put a pop dot on top. Now, if you've been in my classes before, you know that that is going to give us, again, a different height because our pop dots are thicker. So it kind of is giving us 1.5 height. I'm going to poof my butterfly wings, and I'm just going to put it right on the corner like so. I did not add any gems to this card when I created this one. And that card is done. Card number 1. Again, don't worry if you have to do this on replay. We do not get rid of these. So you can always come back and create your cards. So this is a super easy one to get started. Love all the layers, and the colors are just stunning. You'll have it in front of you. You'll know what I mean. Really pretty colors. Not a lot of layers to this one as well, so nice and easy. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. Which one did I decide for card number 2? We're going to do this one. So we're going to take it up a little bit. We're going to have another layer. This was a card that I did design. And we're also going to use that pink frame. Now you can see that we're going to bring in the pink frame. So have that handy, as well as some gems. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have our card bases already pulled. And you may have already glued your gold on there. If you have, that's totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and glue my gold on. Measurements for your gold are 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I did post that ahead of time in case you wanted to get a head start on that. We did pretty good. It's only like 16 after, so I won't jinx us yet, but we're doing okay. Let's put this on. And this card is going to be horizontal. So it is going to have the fold at the top. It's going to open up from the bottom. Now going into our pattern papers, we're going to pull a couple. This one is 3 up from your bottom. It is the vines that have gold on them. Just stunning. I love all of those gold foils. And then we're going to use this one. It's almost in the middle. It is the florals with, again, the gold. Go ahead and find that one. This is just stunning. Just stunning. Okay, we're going to cut this one in a moment, but we're going to start with our floral paper. And it really doesn't matter which way to me it goes, because it really does work any direction. So I will tell you, when I started this card, originally I was going to create it like this, and then I changed my mind. So my paper is not going to be cut exactly the same. So whichever way you want it, it is going to be a horizontal card. So I'm going to start with the top of the paper at 4 inches. So 4 inches with the paper at the top. That's 4 inches. And then I'm going to turn it and cut it to 5 1/4. Again, whichever way you want to do this, it really doesn't matter. 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to make sure it fits, and it does. I can see I need a little bit more glue in the corner there. Get that set. Go ahead and glue that onto your card. Okay. So just in case you want to see those measurements, the pattern is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to glue that on, and we will set it off to the side. This kit is so big that I think you guys are going to have a lot of samples. I can't wait to see all of your samples in our Crafty Hour group. There's going to be a lot because you have a lot left over. Yeah, it is beautiful. Now this is the next paper I want you to cut. So this is the white paper. It's got the gold foiling to it. Doesn't matter, it is a random paper, so it makes no difference where you cut it. First cut we're going to do is we're just going to cut it in half. Remember, the paper is 6 by 6. We're going to take it to 3 inches. This piece we're going to use in another card. I'm just going to set it off to the side. We just cut it in half at 3 inches. 3 inches. And then I'm going to trim it to 4. So again, nice easy measurement, 3 by 4. 3 by 4. And then I'm going to look for one of my scrappy papers. Let's see, maybe I need a few scraps of my gold. I want this to be just a little bit. Yes, Rhonda, the card bases and the gold foil I posted last night. It was not in an email. We always post all of our crafty hours just on the event page and also in our crafty hour creations. So when you know that there is a crafty hour coming, you go to your Crafty Hour Creations page and you will find everything you need for your Crafty Hour creations. So we like to keep these cheaper. We like to keep these reasonable for everybody, and something like card bases and gold foil, we feel like you all will have that in your stash. Now the gold is going to go to 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So I'm going to take this to just over 3. Just over 3, right in between 3 and 3 1/4. That is where you'll find the 3 1/8. And then we're going to trim that to 4 1/8. So again, just over 4. Very important that you guys join that Crafty Hour Creations. Lots happens in that group. Not only do you get to see what your fellow students are creating with all the leftovers, but that is where we give you guys heads up on things, such as the classes, or I shouldn't say classes, because we don't consider this a class, but your crafty hours. This is what I posted. So it's always a good idea to stay on top of that group. Just never know. Okay, so that should fit. It should give you a little bit of gold all the way around, and you can go ahead and glue those two together. Usually we do post them a couple of days before, but we literally got home very late. I got home Tuesday morning at 2 a.m., and so I didn't end up posting it until Tuesday night. It was a little bit of a chaotic time. Okay. So we're just going to glue that. And that is where those measurements came in. That pattern was 3 by 4. Our gold was just slightly bigger, 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, now I'm going to put some foam tape on the back of this. So I'm just going to put a few pieces in the middle. I'm really going to be building up the middle, so I don't want it to cave in. So I'm just going to put 3 pieces across it. And this is going to sit right in the middle of our card. Even top to bottom, even side to side. Go ahead and attach it right in the center. Okay. Now, these frames, there's so much you could do with them. They are adhesive backed, so you can take that backing off if you want. You can make these into shakers. You could cut them apart. You don't have to keep them whole like this if you don't want to. We are going to just use this kind of as a base. So I did take the backing off. It is totally up to you if you want to, because we're just going to be covering this with our foam tape. And I'm going to put foam tape all the way around, and I am okay with it being too big, because we're going to put something over top of this. So it actually is going to work to our benefit if it's hanging over. You could use foam strips, but as I mentioned, in this case, it is not going to matter. We will not be seeing the middle. So I'm just going to do it like that. Okay. And we're not going to be seeing the middle at all. Now I'm going to be putting this on a diagonal right in the middle of my card. That looks close. It might look a little odd because it's not like a perfect square because it has those little pieces that stick up, but that's okay because we're not going to be using that anyway, so do not worry. Just right in the middle. This is going to work as an anchor for our florals. Now I'm going to put double-sided or double thick foam tape in the center. So I'm going to just take my foam tape, I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to make sure that this piece goes right down to the pattern paper. Do I want it? Maybe I'll go sideways. I want it right sticking to the pattern paper, not to any foam tape or anything like that. I'm going to do 2 pieces and just make sure it's touching the bottom paper, just like so. That will give us so it's 1 height higher. Okay, so we're going to go back to our die cuts. I'm going to pull a few die cuts from here. These were the ones I posted for you to take pictures of, so you don't have to go through 300 plus die cuts. And this is the first one, Sending Health and Happiness. The next one is this, is so beautiful. It says, For You. It's got gold with some flowers. And then we're going to take the 2 butterflies. We have a pink and an orange butterfly. Kind of pastel colors. So the 2 butterflies, Sending Health and Happiness, and For You. The foam tape I use, it's the only foam tape I will use. It is scrapbook adhesives. Let me see, let me grab one here. Well, I just have it in my video area. I only have it in black, but of course it comes in white as well. I use the 54 foot, but you can use, there's also the 108, which is not quite as thick. This is your standard foam tape. And that's the one I like to use. It is my favorite. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put it right over top. Kind of like that. Let me just make sure. You will be able to cover most of it, but you will see this little bit right here, and do not worry because we're going to put a butterfly there to cover it. Okay, so just go ahead and attach it to that foam tape that's in the center. I'm not worried about all the edges. That's totally okay. And you will see this little bit right here. We will fix that. We're going to hide that. Okay, let's go to, oh, I'm a liar. We are not using For You on this one. So sorry. We're actually using Thank You. Oh, I need another cup of coffee. Thank You. That's the one we're going to use on here. For You will be for our last card. Now, For You, I am going to do this at double high. When I did it at 1 high, it didn't quite seem to give me that dimension I wanted. But having said that, feel free to do yours at single if you want. Options, okay? I'm going to double up mine just because I like the shadowing. And I'm going to put a couple of pieces on the back. I'll show you exactly where I'll put them in 1 sec. And I am just folding my foam tape over, tearing a piece, and plunking it down. So that is Thank You. Sorry for the confusion. And I just did a couple of foam tapes there. Now I'm going to put this down. I'm going to actually bring it a little closer. I'm going to cover up the words. And you will be able to cover up most of them. Let's just see. Straighten out there. Yeah. You should be able to cover up most of those words. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to go back to, where the heck? Keep losing things here. Back to my pop dots. And I'm going to add 2 butterflies. I'm going to add a butterfly over here, and I'm going to add a butterfly over here. This purple butterfly on this side will cover that little bit because I just don't like that. So it's going to kind of go like that. Now, both the butterflies have double pop dots. So we're going to put 2, one on top of the other. So what I'm going to do is take 1 pop dot, and I'm going to put that pop dot right there. I'm going to peel off the back, and I'm going to put another pop dot directly on top. So it's double high, and that will be the perfect height for my butterfly. This is the purple one. I'm going to just give his wings a little bit of love. And we're going to, let's see. That should be good. So that's the first one. I'm going to repeat, rinse and repeat for this one down here. I'm going to put it kind of like that. One, do another one on top of each other. Peel off the backing. Sometimes that's the challenge. And then the orange guy is going to go down here. You'll notice which way I have them kind of flying into. The purple is flying into the card. The orange is flying into the card. I like them that way. I like them to fly inside the card. I find that if they're flying this way, my eye goes off the card a little bit more than planned. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my gems. And we are going to attach our gems. I did 2 and a different size. So here I've got, on this one, I've got 2 mediums and a small, and over here I've got 2 smalls and a mediums. And if you feel you need some extra glue on them, maybe like this one, you can see I've left the glue behind. Just add a little dab of your glue. You really have to get kind of underneath these to grab them. But if that glue comes off, don't stress out. It's okay. So I'm going to add this one right here. Then I'm going to take a couple of my small ones. There you go. I did not grab the adhesive with it. It's okay. I'm just going to put a dab of glue. And to tell you the truth, sometimes that's just easier than trying to fuss with it. So let's see. Come on. And then this one doesn't even want to let go. Okay. And you'll see that those gems change color in the light. They're kind of a fun little add-on. Then I'm going to take my 2 mediums over here. Let's see. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to put this one here. And then a last baby one. And I'm going to put this one there. Ah, it's gorgeous. Just beautiful. Now, another little tip of what you could do, and I did think of it after, because this is a thank you card. So something you could do is with this piece of paper here, this layer with the paper that looks like this, we could have made it like a pocket. We could have just put some foam tape down the sides, maybe foam strip, and then foam tape on the bottom. And we could have inserted a card, a little like 3x4 card that goes inside with a little floral tab, pull it out, and that could have had a gift card. So this can act as a pocket right on front of your card if you wish, and then just have a little tab that when you pull out, it would have a gift card attached, maybe for a cup of coffee or something. That is something you could do with that one. So card number 2 is done. I love this one. Love this one. And I'm going to speed it up. Whew. Got a little sidetracked with that one. Gorgeous. Okay, let's do our next card. And we're going to go back to a simple card. This is one that was designed by Simple Stories. And, oops, I just added a couple of little extra flowers. That's the only difference. So this is not my design. It is a Simple Stories design, but I keep saying Simple Stories. Oh, I'm so tired. Spellbinders, but I did add a little bit extra flowers. So this is the one we're going to create next. We're going to take our white card and our gold, and we're going to glue that together. This was the gold I told you to pre-cut. Gold is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now there is going to be a special way to cut that pattern paper. So if you are working ahead, you might just want to hang tight there for a sec. I did change that a little bit so that it looked a little bit more uniformed. Okay. Oh, I think I lost my gem over here. I need a little bit of glue on this one. I'll put glue. Okay, so we're going to use the Moroccan tile paper for this one. That one right there. Isn't that just stunning? So beautiful. Okay, so I personally, now it might not matter to you, I wanted my tiles to be fairly even. And by that, I mean I want these two right here, half on each side. If I just cut it, you can see that it's not going to be even. So the first thing I did with my papers going like that is I took 1 inch off each side. So 1 inch. So right now it's 6 inches. What we're going to do is go over to 5 and we're going to cut. Okay, so 1 inch off. And then I'm going to completely rotate it around 180. Whoop. It still measures 5. And we're going to take it to 4. And this way I have an even space on both sides. Now, if that doesn't bug you, totally okay. Totally. It bugged me. So that's why I kind of worked out what will work if I take 1 inch off each one. It's absolutely stunning paper. Just stunning. Now, I'm not going to worry about top and bottom, and I'll explain why in a moment, but we're just going to take one of them to 5 1/4 and cut. 5 1/4. So we now have a piece that's 4 inches by taking 1 inch off each side by 5 1/4. Now, I wanted this to sit higher up on my card. I wanted my point to come up towards the top of our card, and that's why I didn't balance out the bottom, because now I have these two images here. So when we go to glue, you're going to have one side that is half of one of those tiles. That half spot is going to go at the top. Okay, so the half is at the top. We have the two full ones at the bottom. Any questions there? Go ahead, glue it on. That's the hardest part of this card. And that's just because I made it hard. It's just because I needed it even. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. The half part is at the top. Well, good morning, Linda. Facebook's been acting a little weird. We haven't seen all the comments yesterday. Courtney called me up after her live and said, heads up, Facebook is acting up. There we go. And again, just a reminder, you can always go back to these at any time, and recreate. Okay. Next piece. We're now going to go to this paper. This was the piece that we had left over from our last card. This was the other half. And we're going to cut a square, 3 by 3. Nice and simple. 3 by 3. Should already measure 3 one way. So we should only have to do one cut. And that is 3 by 3. And I am going to mat it onto gold. And so my gold is going to be just slightly bigger, 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. So I'm just going to cut my gold to that measurement, just over 3 by just over 3. And again, these gold scraps are the pieces that I just suggested you have. If you don't, you can certainly just glue it right on. You could also use cardstock, but it just gives your eye that break. So we're going to go ahead and glue those together. So the pattern was 3 by 3. Gold is 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. And we're going to just take our glue and glue together. I do love this glue. It sticks and it sticks strong. I'm going to trim that gold just a bit. But you can see how much quicker it is. That's a little bit more even. Okay. Now I am going to add foam tape to the back, and I am going to position it so it is going to, if you slide yours in, you can see that you can almost get it so it blocks one quadrant perfectly. Isn't that wonderful how we can do that? So it kind of gives us that evenness. So we're going to cover up that green. We're just going to scooch right up there. We're going to get a little bit of gold on each side. So foam tape on the back. And then we're going to attach that. And I'm just going to put 3 pieces again, one down the middle, and then a couple on each side. Just like that. And this is going to go on a diagonal. So it's going to go right up there. Kind of make sure we're even. And then we are going to get a little bit more space here, but this is going to give us those full tiles that I wanted to see. Okay, so for this card, it was all on this page, actually, that I posted. So we're going to take these 3 large pieces, these large flowers. We're going to cut some of them. We're going to use the Amazing and the You Are. So 3 large ones, and then we have the words. Okay, I am going to start with this one. This is the one I'm going to start with first. It's got the big purple flowers and these 2 cream little blossoms at the top. And we're going to put foam tape on this. So flip it over. I'm going to put some foam tape more or less down the middle. Just kind of like that. And I'm going to turn this on its side. So right now it kind of goes like this. I'm going to twist it. Let me put it on and then I'll show you. I think that looks right. So I've kind of got it twisted, kind of twisted on its side. So the purple flower is right over here towards the corner. This flower is going to pop off the top, and this flower is straight up. Your blue one is more or less straight on an angle. So that is the first die cut. Get that one on. Now this second die cut, let me just make sure I'm going to tell you the right, because the second one is kind of going to be, I did cut it, so I just want to make sure. That's it. I did it upside down. Kind of like that. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut it off kind of right like so. Okay, so just grab your scissors. I'll hold this here so you can position it exactly like mine. Then, of course, this blue piece is the piece we are not going to use. That is the perfect piece for a stuffing later. So you can get kind of extra out of it. So go ahead and cut it right there. We're not going to use the right-hand side one. I'm going to move that aside. And this one I'm just going to kind of put right like this. So I'm only going to put foam tape just on these little branches. Actually, I'm going to move it so it kind of goes more like that. So here's what we'll do. Take some foam tape. We'll plunk it right there. All right. Take some glue. A little bit of glue on the back. Foam tape on the front. And then we're going to put this more or less like so. So I'm just adding more flowers. Now we're going to do one more on top of the whole piece. Is everybody okay with that? I know it's kind of hard to see the different layers there, but I'm pretty sure you guys are good. Now, before I move on, I'm going to take one piece of foam tape and I'm just going to put it kind of like that underneath. And you'll see why in a moment. Okay, and then this piece is going to go over top of it all. Going to come down a bit. And we're going to do this with foam tape. So flip your last piece over. Let's put some foam tape on it. Straight down the middle. And then off to the sides a bit. Now, could we have made this card with just this piece? Yes, that's exactly what Spellbinders did. They just had the one. But I really wanted kind of a full flower effect. Now, this piece I'm going to drop down so that my stem comes just off the bottom of my triangle, my diamond a little bit, and put it over top of all the rest. Okay. Now we're going to take the word amazing, and you probably will want to use your foam strips for this. If you don't have foam strips, you can cut your foam tape, but I personally find this so much easier just to put my strip. Oops, I'm stuck to my card. Put your strip right across like so. Don't worry about covering the bottom pieces. Just a foam strip right in the middle. And we're going to position that right across the bottom of our flowers. Okay. Now I'm going to take the UR and I am going to double foam that. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to split it in half like that, or fold it in half. I want this double, so it really says, you are. It's kind of like, you are. And we're going to pop that right above the amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Now, Now, you can use any of your butterflies. Your butterfly packs, I don't have a full pack here, but any of these butterflies will work. They're all meant to go with this collection. So it really doesn't matter to me which one you take. I'm going to take the blue one and I'm going to peel it back. Now, when you remove these, you want to get right down to the bottom hard acetate there, that hard piece. We're going to peel that off. So that part is sticky. I'm going to kind of pinch my top wings together. And then this is going to go kind of on its side. Now, I'm going to have it attach mostly to, let me get my poker here, mostly to this one on the left. So I'm going to kind of tuck that wing under just a bit. I'm going to pick it up by the two top wings. And I'm going to just kind of, oh, I'm so glad you guys are liking these. I got one more for you. Are we going to get through it? Now, when I do that, I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape behind this bottom wing here because it has no support. So I'm just going to take a little piece of foam tape. And I don't worry because I feel like you're not going to really see it. And I'm just going to plunk it there. Okay, and then we can add a few. I chose to use those light blue ones this time, but you can use any. I think my last card I'm using the light blue. So So I'm just going to take a couple of these blue ones, and I'm just going to have them kind of peeking out. It's not, I didn't use them, oh, there, I lost the glue again. Let's just put that back in. I just have them kind of peeking. Oh, I need glue on that one. Let's put a little dab of glue wherever you want. Put them right there. I just have them kind of peeking. Well, it's hard to see. And then I'm going to do one more. This one will be the larger one because my other small one went sideways somewhere. And again, all of these will kind of work as well. But I just had them kind of peeking out on this one. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, 10 minutes. 10 minutes for the last card. We got it. Okay, that's card number 3. They're so pretty. And you guys have literally 300 die cuts left. Okay, let's jump to our last one, which is this one here. This is one that I designed. So we're going to, again, grab that last card base that I asked you to pull and that last gold foil. Let's glue that on. You know the drill. We'll put this on. I just can't wait to see what you guys are going to create because there was so many. I could have just kept going. Oh. Now for this one, we're going to use 2 papers. We're going to use this top paper and this next paper. These are kind of the watercolory papers, and they have florals on it. These are the 2 that we're going to use. And we're going to start with the blue paper and our trimmer, and we're going to take it to 4 inches. So we're going to line up those flowers on the 4-inch mark and cut. We're going to cut off just the teal, so 4 inches. And then we're going to take the flowers to the bottom of our trimmer. Top of the paper goes to 5 1/4, and you're just going to cut off that last little pink flower. So 5 1/4. Go ahead and glue that on. Flowers should be on the left hand side. Perfecto. It fits. I always double check because I have cut too many papers, put glue on them, and then double checked, and that's why my trimmer is full of glue. This glue that I'm using, you barely need any. It is a sticky glue. Okay, I love that this says, first thing I noticed is it said the Sears, Roebuck and Company in Seattle. Kind of a nice local little piece of paper there. Okay, set that off to the side. And now for this paper, I did not want to cut my flowers. I didn't want to ruin any of those flowers. So we're actually going to kind of turn it sideways. So we're taking the top of the paper to 2 1/2. And we're going to cut just a little bit of the top of that flower. So the printed lines are going up and down. And we're going to take this to 2 1/2. So I get to keep this piece, which is great for a card. 2 1/2. Then I'm going to put back normal, and I'm going to trim it to 4. And by doing that, I will be cutting off those green leaves. So I essentially will just have a piece of this purpley paper that's 2 1/2 by 4. Okay, I want to mat that with some gold. Definitely have to go this way. So I'm going to just make it a little bit bigger than 2 1/2 and a little bit bigger than 4. So that means I'm going to go to 2 5/8. Just go to 2 1/2, and then a little bit bigger. 2 1/2 and a little bit bigger. And then trim that to just over 4 inches. 2 1/2 by 4 1/8. Ooh, thank you, thank you. Sip, I need a sippy sippy. Let's see, glue that on. Go ahead, glue that on. I just got a yummy cup of coffee, which I need more than you have. I am still jet lagged. I don't know about, well, Courtney was only an hour, but I am still feeling the jet lag. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Holy hot Tallulah. That is hot. Okay, we're going to put foam tape on the back. Foam tape on the back. And just a piece there. And a piece, oops, I'm a little bit there. That's good enough. I have the darker water drop on the bottom. I don't know if it matters. And I'm going to bring it about 1/4 of an inch in, even top to bottom. Sure. So it goes like that. You're not going to see any of that writing, so don't freak out. It's okay. Okay, and now we're just going to add our die cuts, and that's it. So we're going to start with this beautiful big floral die cut. This is a watercolor one. I chose this one because I felt it went with the pattern paper well. So this gets foam tape on the back side. Now I'm going to try and keep the foam tape mostly to the center because I'm going to stuff a lot of flowers underneath. I'm also not going to press down hard when I attach it. If I need to add more foam tape later for stability, I can. But because I know I'm going to stuff stuff, I'm just keeping it to the middle. Okay, so the blue and the pink flower is on top, and we're just going to attach it to our card, right to the center of that piece, like so. Now I'm going to get my glue handy because we're going to start doing some gluing. We're going to take that vine and again, just glue towards the bottom. And we're going to stick this up in the corner. Oop, I can feel I didn't leave enough. So I'm going to pull up my piece just a bit. Just a bit. And stuff it down. So you could peel it up, you could trim it. That's okay. And stuff that one coming up in the corner. I'm going to take the small pink flower, a little dab of glue here, and I'm going to put it up here so it's half peeking out, just like so. And then to balance it, I'm going to bring my big pink flower, a little bit of glue, and I'm going to stuff it down on the bottom. Let me just stuff it. I'm going to pick it up. That's why you don't put it down fully yet. I think that's good. I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape now that I know that these are in place. I'll show it to you in 1 second. Just going to secure this piece. And I'm going to secure this piece. Okay. So I just added pink and pink, so it kind of balanced out those two sides. A little splash of pink. Now I appear to have lost all my gold leaves when I came. When I carried these, I don't know where all these went. Let's just get rid of this. I'll find them in my car somewhere, I'm sure. But you have a bunch of these, like a ton of these little leaves. The bottom is where the white starts. Okay, the white line doesn't go right to the top. So I'm just going to add to the base of it. And I'm going to stick them here, there, and everywhere. So I added 3, but I've lost mine. I don't know where they all are. I added 1 here. I want to slide that over. Doop, doop. And then I added 1 here. Oh, I just added 2. Those 2. So I've only lost 1 leaf. 1 is here and 1 is here. And that just kind of makes that triangle again of the gold. So I have gold here, gold here. See how that works? So that's where your other leaf will go. I'll have to dig for one of mine, which is totally doable. Okay, now for the For You, here's what we're going to do. Flip it over. On the right side, I want 1 piece of foam tape. On the left side, I want double. And I want you to take that double piece, I gotta trim mine, as far to the left as possible. I can see mine here, so I'm just gonna peel this up and snip it like so. So under the F and the U, ooh, that doesn't sound good. Not U, Y. But you see how that just automatically came out? Good gracious. Under the F and the Y should be double. And under the RU, it should be single. And then we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to take a little piece of foam tape. And I'm going to put it as close as possible right there. About maybe 1/2 inch up. I actually tucked mine under. Yeah, it just comes out. We're all friends, right? Okay, and that is because my F and my Y is, I need to move this up a little bit, is going to hang off just a little. Let me see if I'm straight. No, I'm crooked as all heck. Oop, good gracious, I can't get straight. I need more coffee. Okay, how's that? So now it should be nice and level. And I like shifting that off. I gotta find another leaf because that's gonna really bother me. Now I'm gonna take Hello Lovely. And I'm gonna take some of my foam strip. Okay, and we're going to put some foam strip right behind there. And I'm going to put that up here. I think I'll drop it down just a smidge. Yeah, that looks nicer. Okay, and then we're going to take our light pink. Last thing, I'm going to take a medium dot. I didn't take my glue again. Good gracious. Dab of glue. These glues like to stick. Not to the part they're supposed to. And a small. And another one. Come on. Oop, I did it again. I think that's a song. Okay, and that card is done. So we've got 4 cards. Let's bring them all back in. 4 cards. I know you can get a bajillion more. Okay, and again, don't forget these will not, we'll keep them on our Facebook page. I will be signing off now because we're going to go live with our new Crafty Hour. Both Courtney and I are going live with the new ones. We are very excited about this one. We know it is ones that you love. So we are happy to bring more of the next Crafty Hour to you. So I'm going to sign off on this one so that this stands alone as a video. And then I'm going to hop right back on and do our Crafty Hour. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad that you guys like them. There's so much you can do with them. It's crazy, but I really like all of these cards. So I'm going to be logging on in just 2 seconds. We are going to do an unboxing. I haven't even opened my box, so I don't know what's in this next one, but I know it's stunning. So please join me in like 30 seconds to see your next Crafty Hour. Thanks so much for joining us. And don't forget, Courtney will be on at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'll let you guys, we have people all over different time zones. So make sure you go to her scrapbook page, Scrapbook and Memories, at 5 p.m. Pacific time. We'll see you in just a moment. Bye-bye.